Welcome to another episode of Drew Rants. Yes, we're back. Yes, we're back a little early. I was definitely late on my Japanese Grand Prix reaction video. Aside from my instant reaction video, we're back. We're making a video. This one is very relevant to what's going on right now at the big April 13th, 2026. I think I'm a little behind because I think this news came out a couple of days ago, but the big news is that Max Verstappen's race engineer, Gianpiero Lambiase, signed a contract with McLaren in 2028. In 2028, which means that, I take a look at the calendar here, but it's 2026 right now. So it's so weird because why is this such a big deal? I don't know. I literally I sit here and I'm like, what is wrong with these people? Like, okay, do we have nothing to talk about? Like, why can't we talk about the FIA regulations that are projected to change? Like, we're not talking about that? No, what we're going to talk about is GP's contract with McLaren in 2028. Dude, 2 seasons from now, 2 whole race seasons from now. I mean, yeah, it's cool. Like, that is a headline, I guess. But, like, people are saying, oh my gosh, like, Max is gone, What? This doesn't matter. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'll just talk. Let's just talk about the contract here so that everybody's aware. So April 9th, 2026, GP announces that he's going to leave Red Bull and he's going to go join McLaren no later than 2028, and he's going to be their chief racing officer, and he'll be reporting directly to their team principal, Andrea Stella. So then, you have a couple questions, right, where people are like, okay, well, can he leave earlier? And it's like, well, you see some of these other guys, like you had Jonathan Wheatley, who came from Red Bull and was moving to be Audi's team principal. And you have this kind of Red Bull wants to hold on as long as possible. And, when they have their gardening leave, then, the next team can pick them up. And I just think that that's going to happen again. I don't think the GP is going to leave earlier than the 2027 season. I mean, to me, there's no way he leaves earlier than that, because why would he? He signed the contract for 2028, so I don't really see a reason why he would. And so, like, what's going on? There's so many people. I've seen so much stuff on my feed about, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to GP, like, Max is gone. So maybe that's what this is about. Maybe that's what this is really about. It's not about GP, because people don't really care, right? They just see him and Max as one combined thing. And so they say, okay, if GP's leaving, and there's this famous quote from Max that, if GP's gone, then he's gone. But do we really believe that? I think that was made in 21. A lot can change in 5 years. I don't see it. Now, Max could leave for entirely different reasons, and maybe that's what this is all about. But, like, are we surprised by that? No. This is not new news for any reason. Like, it just makes me mad. It just makes me mad because people are making a big deal out of nothing. It's like if Max signed a deal with Mercedes to move to Mercedes in 2028, like, people would freak out, but it's like, what's wrong with that? Max moves. If a driver signs a deal to go to another team in 2 years, that doesn't affect you right now yet. It might affect you next season or 2 seasons from now, but, like, guys, I'm 100% certain that the reason that this is such a big deal right now is because there's no races happening, because we're missing the 2 races in April. So people are just like, oh, let's deal with this little slop sesh we're having here where somebody announces something, because we don't have anything to focus on right now. So here's a couple little tidbits of Twitter, Instagram stuff that people have just been pissing me off about. So here you go.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you?
Like, genuinely look at these headlines. Like genuinely look at these headlines. Not one mention of 2028. It's like effective immediately, right? That's what I've been saying this whole video. It's like clickbait. I mean, that's what it is. It's basically misinformation at this point. Because I was talking to, one of my buddies, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that." And I'm like, "I mean, yeah, but it takes place in 28." And he's like, "Oh, really?" That's the kind of level that we're at. And it just, I mean, that's why I make this video, because it's like this big deal because people think it's happening right now. And then, there's these edits, and it's like, "Oh, he's gone. He's gone. GP's already gone, and now Prime Red Bull is gone." Like the one edit. I'm like, dude. And one other thing to note, because this isn't going to be a long video, but Max has a contract that's has a performance clause in it. So if he's not in the top 2, then he can leave at any time. If we're worried about Max leaving, like, we should be worried about him leaving after this year. This year. Not next year, not 2028, this year. Because dude ain't in the top 2. And he's not going to be this season. Ain't no way. I mean, no. I don't think it's going to happen anymore. Like, he was number 2 in my top predictions, and that was me being optimistic, because I'm like, oh, maybe the new management changed, and because Christian Horner's not there, maybe we'll have some good regulations, and we'll have an engineering focused team, and they're going to be focused on making improvements. Like, no, that's all out the window, because it's not happening right now. Maybe they have a really good car by the end of the season. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's too much that has to happen in order for them to be able to improve their car to where Max would be number 2 or number 3 or even fighting for podiums. So if you're worried about Max Verstappen leaving at any point, it's after this season or after 2027, where he gives it one more year. That's it. Like, that's it. I don't know why there's this, you've got people are 20, 30-minute reaction videos to this. I'm like, it's like an echo chamber, if you will. I mean, feel free to tell me in the comments, like, why it's such a big deal, and like, be a paragraph warrior, please, because I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I feel nothing from seeing that GP is going to leave. A racing engineer is important, but it's not going to change a whole lot of what's going on in Max Verstappen's situation anyway. So, like, where are all these implications coming from? I don't know. Why aren't we focused on the FIA right now? That's what we should be focused on. Fixing the regulations, changing it. Let's go to a V8. Maybe throw in a turbo. Who knows, right? Let's do that, because that's going to be fun. That's better driving. Like, we don't need this, "Oh, I didn't even mean to overtake," like what Lando said after the last race. Like, dude, come on. Hearing that actually made me mad, because, I was thinking that the Suzuka was actually a really good race. And it made me think, like, I need to go back in my video and say I was really happy with the way things turned out, because it was an interesting race, but it's not like I was actually excited about the driving itself, right? I just thought there was a lot of chaos that was happening. I didn't actually think, oh, wow, these cars are, really putting pedal to the metal, because they're not. They're 2.5 seconds slower than they were last year in the ground effect era. So that's all for me. That's all for me today. Thank you all for tuning in, giving this a listen, and I'm going to make a George Russell hate video next, so enjoy that. Peace.